Hey all, I just wanted to give another introduction to this video because the first one, the music was super loud. I had this background music was like drowning me out. So I am going to start this series. It is going to be the Thunder Across the Prairie Challenge for Railway Empire. I've had a really tough time getting this finished. So I want to try it one more time, and the reason I did it is I went to YouTube and I tried to find some videos of other people doing it, and nobody had any up. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and do a couple of videos and pop them up there. Maybe somebody else can give me some advice or get some tips from me, perhaps. Um, but Thunder Across the Prairie, it's the new challenge from Railway Empire, and it is a tough one, or at least for me it has been, because I've tried it 3 times and failed 3 times. So I'm going to try it a fourth time and take you along with me. All right, so for those that haven't played it before, these are the 10 tasks that you have to accomplish. Own 5 railroad stations in cities with an attraction. That's not a problem. Once they get up to 60,000, you can build an attraction. That's easy to accomplish. The second, third, and fourth are really the tough ones, and actually the tools. Like I said, I've been able to get that. So transport 1,000 passengers from Washington to San Francisco without stopping. Once I get that line connected, then I just set about 5 trains, make them passenger and mail only, and they go back and forth. The problem is there's only like 1 passenger car per trip. Now I have accomplished task 2 in the past, but I've had to do like 10 trains, and just passenger, mail only from Washington to San Francisco. Again, they only take about 1 or 2 cars of passengers per trip. But I can accomplish it if I do it that way. It takes all the way up to the last minute. Of course, I also realize I'm wasting time here by chatting with you guys. The third task, connect 15 cities with a population of at least 100,000. 15 cities is a lot to get up to 100,000, because to get to 100,000, you really have to feed them a lot of commodities. So you're giving them all, their wood and their corn, their wheat, and all the other meat and beer and all that stuff. And then once they get up to grow up a little bit more, then they want some other stuff. They want sugar, and they want dairy, and they want cheese, and they want cloth, and all the other good doodads. So that's been a challenge, and I think that's going to be my challenge here. Like I said, producing the tools isn't much of a problem. Owning the 10 industries and rural businesses, by the end I have hundreds of millions of dollars. I just buy them at the end. It's not a problem. The 15 commodities in Chicago, 15 commodities in Los Angeles, those haven't been a problem, because what I generally do is I build like 2 warehouses per each of those cities, and just like ship tons of stuff to it and build it up. So those are easy enough, but they do take a bit of time to build up the warehouses and get all the commodities going there. But those are generally fairly easy to get done as well. They just eat up a lot of time. The 5 businesses producing vegetables, that's not an issue at all. Connect 2 cities with a population of at least 200. That's not an issue, because once I get a couple of the cities built up, usually by the end I have quite a few of them that are at 200,000. And then make San Francisco the city with the largest population. I actually do that task very early on, because it's easier to make San Francisco the largest population if I do it early on, and then once I get it built. So the way I do it is I run a line, I just build the line from Washington to San Francisco, in between cities. I connect a bunch of cities along the way, and put in passenger and mail lines, and build them up as I get enough money. I build another city, connect another city, connect another city, and eventually I get there. Now, and then after I do that, then I start the Washington to San Francisco line, just so I can get as many trips back and forth as I can because it takes so long to do those. And then I start, then I make San Francisco my biggest population by adding a warehouse to it and just like start shipping stuff to it. Once it starts getting commodities coming in left and right, it grows pretty rapidly, and I can get it to be the biggest city in a fairly short amount of time. After that, I work on Chicago and Los Angeles, get those commodities built up by adding warehouses. Then once I do that, then I start getting my cities. So I have my 15 cities that I've chosen that I connect in a line between Washington and San Francisco, and then I just start feeding them commodities to try to get all of them built up. Once you get to 105,000, then somebody needs tools, and I can start building tools in one of the cities. And at that point, it's really just a race for the clock to try to get 100,000 in 15 different cities. So that is my task at hand, is to get there. This is going to be the first episode, and then I'm going to start playing, and you guys can follow along with me. I don't know how useful it'll be, but you can sort of watch as I go along and see if it might provide you some helpful tools. And of course, if you have any tips for me, I would certainly appreciate it, because like I said, I've tried this 3 times and I haven't been able to get it, but hopefully the 4th time is the 4th time will be it. Now, why does it say Great Plains up there? Because it does say under the challenge menu it was Thunder Across the Plains. I already did play Great Plains and I was able to beat it, but I have not beat Thunder Across the Plains. We're gonna go back out.